Admiral Zekthor's 3 hearts nearly stopped when the proximity alarm screamed across the bridge of the Imperial dreadnought Crimson Talon. For 200 cycles, the Valdrian Empire had ruled this sector of space with an iron fist, crushing every civilization that dared resist. Their technology was unmatched, their fleet invincible. Until today. Impossible, his tactical officer hissed, mandibles clicking in distress. Spatial distortion detected at .003. No jump signature, no warp trail, it just appeared. On the view screen, space itself seemed to tear open like fabric, and through the impossible wound emerged something that shouldn't exist. The vessel was crewed by Imperial standards, all angular armor plating and jutting weapon arrays, but it radiated a menace that made Zekthor's scales ripple with instinctive fear. Across its scarred hull, faded letters spelled out, UNSC Defiant. Hail them, Zekthor ordered, trying to keep his voice steady. Demand identification. The response came in a flat, emotionless human voice that somehow carried more threat than any battle cry. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Nations Space Command. You are in violation of Protected Space Treaty, Article 7. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded. Laughter erupted across the bridge. Protected Space Treaty. These primitives didn't know who they were addressing. The Valdrians had glassed entire worlds for less insolence. Captain Chen, Zekthor replied with practiced arrogance, your primitive vessel has wandered into Imperial territory. Surrender now, and perhaps we'll use your species for labor instead of extinction. Silence. Then, negative. Final warning, Admiral. Stand down. Zekthor's patience evaporated. Weapons. The human ship moved before he could finish the command. It shouldn't have been possible. No ship that size could accelerate so fast. The Defiant closed the distance in seconds, its point defense systems erupting in a storm of magnetically accelerated tungsten rounds that shredded the Talon's shield emitters like tissue paper. Shields at 40%. How? Kinetic weapons, the tactical officer shrieked. They're using kinetic weapons. Our shields aren't calibrated. The second volley tore through the dreadnought's armor. Ancient, primitive projectiles moving at relativistic speeds, each one carrying the force of a tactical warhead. The Valdrians had abandoned such crude technology millennia ago in favor of energy weapons. They'd forgotten how devastating simple mass and velocity could be. Return fire. All batteries. Plasma lances and particle beams lashed out, striking the human vessel's hull. The armor glowed white-hot but held. Meanwhile, missiles erupted from the Defiant's launch tubes. Not elegant guided torpedoes, but dumb rockets packed with nuclear fury. The first detonation sent radiation cascading through the Talon's compromised shields. Engineering reports critical damage to reactors 3 and 5. Hull breaches on decks. Another impact. The bridge lights flickered. Zekthor finally understood the reports from frontier outposts, the whispered rumors of a species that refused to die, that built their warships like flying fortresses and fought with a savagery the Empire hadn't seen in centuries. Humans didn't have elegant technology or superior shields. They had something worse, the brutal efficiency of a species that had clawed its way up from a death world, that had learned warfare in the harshest school imaginable. Retreat. Zekthor barked. Signal the fleet. Jump drives are offline. They're jamming. The Defiant loomed closer, scarred and smoking but very much alive. More human ships were appearing now, tearing through space with that same impossible method, surrounding the Imperial fleet like wolves closing on wounded prey. Captain Chen's voice returned, calm and cold, Admiral, you have 10 seconds to comply. The UNSC doesn't take prisoners from war criminals, but we make exceptions for intelligence assets. Choose wisely. Zekthor looked at his shattered bridge, his dying ship, and the primitive human warship that had appeared from nowhere to shatter the Empire's invincibility. His hand moved to the surrender command. The Empire's worst fear had been realized, Earth had found them first. And Earth remembered what the Valdrians had done to humanity's colony worlds 3 years ago. The age of Imperial dominance was over.